Hey, it's a beautiful day today. Just started a 3-day fast. Might go longer, but I'm planning to do at least 3 days. And just wanted to talk to you about the benefits of fasting and what it can do for you if you're interested. I've done, a 3-day fast or so about every 6 months for the last couple years. And there are a lot of benefits to fasting, a lot of unknown or lesser known benefits. So for entrepreneurs or busy professionals, dads, people like me, thought it would be interesting to just talk about fasting and share my experience over the next few days of fasting and see if it can help anyone. So, a lot of people do fasting for weight loss. That's not really my purpose this time around. It hasn't been in the past. I'm starting out at about 185 pounds. I'm about 6'2" for reference. So, I probably have a little extra fat on me, maybe 5 pounds, 10 pounds that I could lose to trim up a little bit. But for the most part, I'm about where I want to be. And this fast is more about autophagy, which I'll talk about a little more in a minute. And it's also about mental clarity. And depending on how long I go, may also be about stem cell regeneration. So autophagy is the word literally means like self-eating, autophagy. And it's the body's process of cleaning up old dead cells or components of cells that just kind of hang around. And so there are a lot of people that believe autophagy can help you to avoid cancer or different autoimmune diseases or even heal from those things. There are a lot of anecdotes and studies around people that have done multi-week fasts and cured themselves from serious mental disorders like schizophrenia or other serious disorders, where people will go for 3-4 weeks fasting, and at the end of it just kind of come out of a haze that they were in and not go back into it. Like 70+% of these people are permanently healed from these serious mental illnesses. So autophagy is super important, and in our always on world where we always have food available, we snack all the time, it's really not healthy for the body to have constant access to food. So I typically eat 3 meals a day, and I skip snacking between meals, which helps with insulin regulation and keeps me from becoming insulin resistant, which I can talk a little bit more about as well. But autophagy is essentially this cleanup phase that your body goes through. And it doesn't trigger until about 18 to 24 hours into a fast. And it peaks out around 72 hours. And so if you can do a fast of at least 24 hours, then you're triggering autophagy. And if you can go longer than 24 hours to 72 or more hours, then autophagy is at its peak. Really going to clean things up. And so I think of it like a maintenance. And I don't have a schedule that I go on, but about every 6 months, I just feel like, I think I'm going to do an extended fast. And so that's where I am today. So autophagy is number one. Mental clarity And my relationship with food would be the second reason. So when I do a fast, your stomach naturally shrinks and it kind of resets your relationship with food. You realize that you're not really beholden to food as much as you think you are. You don't need food every day. And you certainly have the mental fortitude and willpower to choose what you put in your body. So you don't have to take that extra cookie at the party. You can skip dessert if you want to. You can choose to eat more protein and less simple carbohydrates. And in general, you're just more in control of your body. And so mentally, it really helps me to reset my relationship with food. I should view it differently. I view it like fuel rather than just fun. And I think in general, in America nowadays, we eat for fun, which can be great in moderation. But to optimize health, we need to view food as fuel. And so these fasts help me to reset that relationship and view food as fuel. And then the stem cell regeneration, you get a lot of stem cell regeneration starting around 72 hours, but really after 5 days of fasting is when you get significant stem cell regeneration. And so this can help to just repair things in your body. If you have some soft tissue damage, for example, like if you have a sprain or a tear that just seems to keep coming back over and over, then this type of stem cell regeneration can really help. I was throwing rocks a couple weeks back and kind of hurt my shoulder, and it's doing okay, but I anticipate that doing this fast will kind of take away the last remnants of that injury. And so if you have something like that that's just been bothering you, a fast like this can really help. So something to think about. Back to talking about insulin. Metabolic disease is the number one chronic disease issue that we have in America, and really in any developed country. And so with, things that fall under metabolic disease, in my opinion, would be clearly diabetes. But also the other three of the four horsemen, which would be Alzheimer's. Many professionals and experts are now starting to call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. So type 1 diabetes would be diabetes that you're born with, where your pancreas just doesn't work, doesn't secrete insulin. That's not really avoidable to my knowledge. Type 2 diabetes is where you overwork your pancreas throughout your life and it just stops working and stops secreting insulin and causes a lot of problems, and then you've got to start taking pig insulin and regulating your blood glucose level on your own. And then type 3 diabetes would be Alzheimer's, and that's where not regulating your blood sugar, having insulin, not becoming less and less insulin sensitive, causes all this plaque buildup in your brain and then ends up causing Alzheimer's. And then the other two are cancer and heart disease, which some people may not put in the metabolic disease category. But if you look at a lot of the research that's coming out around what causes these things, I think a lot of it is still related to metabolic disease. And I won't go into that right now, but maybe another day. So if you can manage your relationship with food and your blood sugar and increase insulin sensitivity by fasting, doing an extended fast every 6 months or so, then I think it really helps. I want to clarify that this fast is not a dry fast. So I'm still going to be drinking water, and I'm still going to be taking some other supplements to make sure that my electrolytes are balanced and things are on the right track. And I'll share some of those things, tell you guys what I'm taking so that you can do this yourself if you'd like to. It's pretty simple, it's pretty safe. If you don't have any chronic issues or major issues, something you can just do on your own without needing to have a lot of oversight. If you're concerned about it, you could talk to your doctor before. But I didn't do that. I just was pretty healthy and wanted to get the benefits of fasting. And so when I started fasting, I just kind of did it. And I'd done many one-day fasts before I decided to do an extended fast. Fasting has been, a spiritual thing for me. And I think for a lot of people, every major religion in the history of the world has used fasting as a spiritual practice. It's kind of like mind over body and the ability to become more in tune with things outside of the physical and more in tune with spiritual things. So that's about it. If you are an entrepreneur or a business person, busy dad, you want to be healthy and wealthy, I'm on a mission to do those things myself, and building cool resorts around the world in exotic places. And so I invite you to come on this journey with me. I'll be sharing things about health and building wealth and doing that in family life. And so if that interests you, then drop me a comment and let me know your thoughts, and we can start to build this community together. Thanks.